have Danny back, and Miranda and Danny will lead us off with Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, 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 Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom.
I think we should do it a second time because a lot of people are still moseying in because it's such a beautiful, lazy evening in beautiful La Mirada, California. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. That was the warm-up for the next version of Shabbat Shalom.
You do whatever you want. Okay. Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, 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 Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom.
If we do it 3 times, you'd have to just keep doing it because 3 times is the rule. It is great to be together. We have a wonderful speaker that will help us with a subject that's very important for us as Americans and frankly for anyone in the world to deal with issues of hunger. We look forward to hearing from Nama Haviv, the Vice President of Mazon. More on that in a bit. I try to bring different readings, so please turn to page 229. Our fathers and mothers prayed, each through their own experience of God, each through their own visions, which we have come to share. Abraham, with the fervor of justice, pleaded the cause of cities. Sarah, in the pain of waiting, dared to hope for new life. Isaac, meditating alone in the field, lifted his eyes to find love. Rebekah asked for the ability to discern God's call. Jacob climbed the rungs of his night into heaven, seeking destiny. Leah dreamed of love, and Rachel sought harmony. We, as they, seek God's presence. Baruch atah Adonai, poked Sarah umagen Avraham. I'm glad we can be together. Joe Tejas, one of our co-presidents, will now share a few announcements.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
As Rabbi mentioned, I'm Joe Tejas, the co-president with Sharon for this current year. And just a couple of quick announcements. First of all, I'd like to thank IRC Laurie for that fantastic dinner. Everyone has been telling me how good it was. Okay, and Rabbi already mentioned we're having our speaker today, Nama Haviv from Mazon. I'm looking forward to that. Upcoming this Sunday, we have a screening of the film Screams of Silence. If you haven't RSVP'd, please do so. We'd like to have a full house here, but do remember that it's going to be quite a graphic film if you haven't seen any of the news. We know it's about October 7th and the horror things that happened on that day. I'd like to thank you again, Rabbi Muroff, for your services tonight, and thank you, Miranda and Danny, for, I know, a beautiful song and beautiful music. Unfortunately, today I have no one to thank for these beautiful flowers or the delicious oneg we'll have later on today. So please remember that if you can, if you have a special event, birthday, anniversary, something you'd like to celebrate, do us a favor, go ahead and sponsor some flowers, sponsor our oneg, and we are eternally grateful for that. I know I already put my bid on for my birthday, which turns out to be a fasting day.
It'll be a small oneg.
So we'll see how it's going to work out for my actual birthday. We have thanks to our tech team today. We have David, young man, and Ryan Jackson. Thank you, both of you. On our YouTube chat moderators, Helen Moss and Brandy Strings. Okay, thank you to our two ushers, Toby and Dana. There they are. Thank you so much. And last but not least, it didn't work? Okay, we have some Shabbat greetings from Jeff and Wilma Shear, from Ted Noel Singer, Dennis, Donna, and Art Hess. Really, Donna's here too. Excellent. One last thing I have to say. Today, you should have received a letter in your email, and we'll be sending out some hard copies also. As you know, in this last year, we had a lot of rain and we had a lot of leaks. So we've had a couple companies come out here and look at our roof, and it's in very sad shape. So we're opening up a roof appeal. We have actually not only to replace the entire roof, not just patch, not just string and tape it together, but it looks like we need a whole new roof redone. In addition, because of those leaks, we have damage to the stucco around our building. And it's quite a lot of money. It looks like we'll be spending over $150,000. Now, fortunately, we have some donations, one from Joanne Cochran's dad. I saw Joanne, I saw her, okay. A very nice donation to us, And we've also decided to use the money we gathered from our bathroom repair. But even so, that's less than half the amount we need. So we're putting out a roof, the roof appeal. The total is going to be $75,000. So I know it's a lot, but we really need for everyone, every member of our church, of our temple, every congregant, to do what they can and help us. See, Peggy? Peggy said, I don't have to worry about making a mistake up here, but I'm so nervous. I'm like, oh. Yeah, when I'm talking about that kind of money, I'm like, I got to start praying on this. All right, and finally, we have our emergency exits behind Danny right here. I can't see it. And behind David on that side. Thank you all. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Joe. Well, I gave Leslie a new last name last week, so, I just wanted you to feel comfortable. This week, though they will be honored later, we have people that are celebrating birthdays and anniversaries, so I'll be listing them up. So if you're here, be ready to come forward because we try to mark happy occasions. There are many people that are not here, but we still want to mention. In advance, I just want to say that in 5 days, Eleanor and Bill Richmond will be celebrating their 64th wedding anniversary. So if you know them, you should be bringing them dinner or something beautiful. That's such a significant accomplishment. Though when I said that, Eleanor said, next year will be a significant accomplishment. But still, I think we all have so much to be grateful for. And then I'll get to the others in a bit. And in 3 days, it's Jody and Tim Green. Not 64 years of marriage. Page 24, Shalom Aleichem. Glad we can be together.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Vo'echem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech Malachei Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei
Amlachim HaKadosh. That's beautiful. Page 2 is the blessing for candlelighting. This week, our social action chair, Lori Rosenfeld, will be coming forward. So please rise. She has a reading. We always start Shabbat with lighting candles, page 2.
May this light embrace all who are suffering through war. May this light spread and reach toward the hostages, wrapping them in a protective embrace. May this light illuminate paths of safety and shelter for the people of Gaza. May this light shatter barriers separating food and aid from innocent civilians. May this light open space for the people of Israel and of Palestine to process their grief and anxiety. May this light break open the barriers in our hearts. May this light soften and anger fear. May this light erase thoughts of revenge. May this light give us strength to stand up against extremists in power. May this light hold gently the traumas of our past and the traumas of our present. May this light guide us on the path toward healing and peace.
Amen. Just light them first.
Like the first one.
Even both of them. Yeah, just light them. Well, you were going to say the blessing, but you have to light them first, that's all. Careful, careful.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu b'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Lori. We continue now with Shiru Ladonai. You may be seated. We sing to God.
Shiru Ladonai kol haaretz, Shiru Ladonai shir chadash, Shiru Ladonai kol haaretz, Shiru Ladonai shir chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto
page 165. Read with me if you would like. My God, keep my tongue from evil and my lips from speaking guile. To those who revile me, let my soul be silent. My soul shall be to all as dust. Open my heart to your Torah. Let my soul hasten to do your commandments. Let the words of my mouth and my heart's meditation be acceptable in your presence, O God, my rock and my redeemer. So the Sabbath bride got here a little late. She had to park across the street because there are a lot of people here tonight, but I think she's going to be at the door in a few minutes. So please turn to Lecha Dodi, page 20 and 21, and just look back for the last stanza. You might see her.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad Ishmianu el hamiuhad Adonai echad u'shmo echad L'shem ultiferet ve'litila Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki hi mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh
מחשבה
b'machshava
תחילה.
lecha
Dodi
likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, kiva orech kumi uri. Uri, uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai, alayich nina. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret ba'ala gam b'simcha u'b'tzola toch emunei
Am segula boi chala
Lecha
Dodi
likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Please remain standing. Most of you look to be really friendly. As I said at the dinner, though, some of you have been here tens and tens and hundreds of times, or this may be your first time. So why don't we take a total of about 60 seconds, walk around and say Shabbat Shalom to someone who did not wake up in your same zip code. Shabbat Shalom. What is your zip code after all this time?
2835. Shabbat Shalom.
Nice to meet you.
We're practically neighbors. We're apart.
I'm glad the air conditioning is on, because I didn't want to wear it. I grabbed it because Danny's wearing purple. It's from Israel. It's really comfortable.
There's the purple tattoo.
There you go. My father did not like purple growing up, and then my youngest son was like, let's be more purple. There I go. Well, then.
There we go.
We should go down.
Test, test, test.
Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom.
Page 28, the Baruch, the call to worship. The Baruch, page 28. Shh, please rise in any way you're able, even if it's only with your heart.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam vad. Le'olam vad. Yalalai lai lai, 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 yalalai lai lai.
Please be seated. If any adult would like a stuffed Torah, please call me during the week so I can plan accordingly. But for now, we're giving them to people under 9. It was really very beautiful last Saturday morning. Ellie, who's been here more than 10 times, we had 5 of her great grandchildren named up here. And it was so sweet how significant a moment it was, and how much our 5 great-grandchildren really wanted to take home the stuffed Torahs. And I realized, what a great goodie bag. Like, you get to leave with a Torah, which really is what being named is about and why we're here. Page 30, let's read together in Hebrew. Page 30. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, bechokma poteach she'arim, uvitvuna mishanei itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umisader et hakochavim, b'mishmorotehem berakia kirsono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi layla, umavdil ben yom uvin layla, Adonai tzavaot shemo. Al chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'alam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai amari baravim. Page 32, Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Hukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadta, Otanu limadta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shokbenu, ufkumenu nahasiach bechukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed, ki hem hayenu, ve'orach yameinu, u'vahem negei yomam v'layla, negei yomam v'layla. Ve'ahavatcha al tasir, mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohei v'amo Yisrael. Ohei v'amo Yisrael.
Please rise in any way you're able, but only if you're comfortable doing so. The Shema, our declaration of faith and belief in one God, page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
I got stuck. Please be seated. We will chant the V'ahavta, which is found on page 36.
Ve'ahavta את
Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha ubechol nafshecha
ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצוותך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוציא אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
So we do have a guest speaker, but Monday night is the beginning of the second month. That's Sunday night into Monday, all day Monday, is the beginning of the second month before Rosh Hashanah. So it's important, good answer in the back. It is important to remember that Rosh Hashanah, it's going to be 4 minutes, is about understanding God. Now, in this paragraph that we just read, God is trying to get the attention of the Israelites and saying, I'm the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. That's why you should believe in me. So that's what God thinks about God's self. But I'm curious what comes to mind when you think of God. When have you thought that you were close to God? I'll go first. Because some of you are really shy, right? 15 seconds. I learned about awe when my 30-year-old daughter was born. And I called my professor who, when in school, said, yeah, I can't teach you awe. That's when I found I was close to God, when she was born, and has now been a joy for 30 years. That's God to me. Anybody else? Sydney, having your family is God? Okay.
Yes, when you go through a crisis and things work out well, then you say to God, I owe you one.
So Sydney, for the folks at home, said when you go through a crisis and things work out well, she looks up and said, God, I owe you one. All right, 3 more people. Peggy Rivka.
Yes, and there was a moment when I was in this place of all this black lava rock and this beautiful ocean that was pouring on me, and then there was a double rainbow, and this being that looked like a pterodactyl flying through the air, and that was wonderful.
All right, I can't repeat any of that. But so is this real or just something that appeared in a poem? Okay.
But it was real. It really was there.
So the godly aspect was that it was a creature within nature that was especially outstanding, or that you survived, so that was God.
Well, yeah, it was, because it was like,
Right.
why is this here?
Right.
You know?
And a lot of people also feel close to God through moments of wonder and awe, as Rabbi Kaplan taught. 2 minutes on my self-imposed limit of 4. Anyone else ever feel close to God? Debbie.
When I see acts of unsolicited kindness, particularly to my mom, that gives me that feeling.
Debbie said, for those at home, unsolicited acts of kindness in general, and she and I work together and we talk about kindness. I send her pictures of license plates that, with a variety of different letters, keep saying kindness, whether it's with a K or a C or a Q. So she said unsolicited acts of kindness, especially directed to her mom, really warms the cockles of her heart. And up here, I think was Eileen? No?
When my mom passed, and I knew
Take your time. It was something connected to her dear mom.
she was, no, God forbid, sorry. I just knew she was safe, that she was in God's hands.
It's very comforting to Eileen and other people who have had parents and other kinds of loved ones die to know that their loved ones are safe and with God. Okay, I can't lie. It's now been 4 minutes. Although I think this is just an example of the work that this year we have 2 months for, because usually in August we're saying, whoa, the holidays are in a month. Sometimes they're right after Labor Day. But now we have 2 months. So let's do that good work. Look for God out there, because it's possible that I will ask the same question at Kol Nidre. No, I'll give a sermon. But there could be a time during the service when I'll say, we're here to talk about God. When have you seen God? Okay, it is now time for page, we'll skip 119 because we just used that time. Page 40, Mi Chamocha.
Baruch atah Adonai Gaal Yisrael.
So a couple programming notes. It's always nice to say nice things about people and wish them well, but last week, Mike and Cher weren't here for the following announcement. We express Mazel Tov greetings to Mike and Cher Kritchmar on the birth of their granddaughter, Savannah Ryan. She was born on July 23rd. Mom and baby are doing, and their son are doing really well. So look at them and go, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov. Hashkivenu, page 42.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Ushmo Tzeiteinu Uvuenu Lechaim u'shalom Me'ata ve'ad לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים.
The middle of page 42 is English, and since most of us speak English for our mother tongue, I think it's important that we don't only look at the Hebrew. Middle of page 42, please read with me. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up our guardian to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel for your name's sake. Be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. I just want to say the people of Israel really need your prayers in this realm, so please keep praying. Last night I don't know if you say texting, but I used WhatsApp to text loved ones and friends in Israel. They need to know they're not alone. So please reach out. And reach out to me if it's a difficult time for you because of that. Page 44 of Vishamru. Please rise in any way you're able. Israel et HaShabbat
לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. בני ובן, בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית העולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. Miranda and Danny's album, Shabbat and Swing Time, will be available in time for next Friday. Adonai Svatai, page 46. Let's see if we can do swing time to every prayer that remains. Please remain standing. Adonai Svatai, we ask God to help us find the words we need. Adonai,
Adonai. Hananana sfatai tiftach. Hananana ufi yagid. Ufi yagid teilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotinu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Enorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vesocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imahot, Ume'ivig La Livnehem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye Hakol Atah Rav Loshia, Morid Hatal, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye Hakol Berachamim Rabim, Zomech Noflim Verofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishene Afar, Michamocha Bal Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, Vene'eman Atah Lachayot Hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh Hakol. Atah Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh, U'Kadoshim B'chol Yom Yahalu Chasela, Baruch atah Adonai, El HaKadosh.
Please be seated. Page 54. The middle of the page. You set aside the seventh day for your name. The pinnacle of creation, you bless it above all the other days, more sacred than all festival times. So it is written in your Torah. The heaven and the earth were finished in all their array. On the seventh day, God had completed the work that had been done, ceasing then on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. Then God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, and ceased from all the creative work that God had chosen to do. At the bottom of the page, our God and God of our ancestors, be pleased with our rest. Sanctify us with your mitzvot and grant us a share in your Torah. Satisfy us with your goodness and gladden us with your salvation. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, Adonai our God, grant as our heritage your holy Shabbat, that Israel who sanctifies your name may rest on it. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat. The middle of page 57. You are with us. If you're so inclined, you're welcome to read with me. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. and let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai she'otcha b'yirah na'avod. Page 59, God of goodness at the top, and then Shalom Rav on page 60. Hang on, I lost my place. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ocha na'eh lahodot. Sit back, relax, and enjoy Shalom Rav, the top of page 60.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki atah melech lechol hashalom, ki atah melech adon, lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha tasim le'olam. V'tov b'einecha levarech et amecha Yisrael b'chol עת ובעושר בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha tasim le'olam. Tasim le'olam. Tasim le'olam.
The bottom of page 60. Actually, let's go to the middle, start to the tech team. I'm really worried about the people of Israel. The middle reflects a long established prayer, seeking peace for Israel. Same page. Grant abundant peace to Israel, your people forever. For you are the sovereign God of all peace. May it be pleasing to you to bless your people Israel in every season and moment with your peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamevarech et amo Yisrael bashalom. Danny is going to play a little bit of beautiful instrumental music while we take a short amount of time, maybe a minute, to pause and reflect on whatever is in your heart, on your mind, and then we'll continue with a healing prayer. Danny, take it away. think we need a Sunday night program where we can listen to more of this and all the other talented people that have come through our synagogue in the past year. That's a programming idea, David, for members. 253, the Mishaberach prayer.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing.
And let us say,
Amen.
we pray for the following people in our community: Isaiah, how do we pronounce him? Mauricio? Tom Mitchell, stepson of our dear member Sue Mitchell, Ann Jenkins, Lee Kritchmar, Mike's sister, Kayla Kritchmar, doing much better, Rita Rubin, good to see you, but still praying for you. Bill Richmond is home, so we're happy for him and Eleanor. Sherry Held, Sheila Craven, Rabbi Sally Berzant, the first female Reform rabbi, Rav Sarah Bad Yisrael Vishoshana, Chuck Salinger, Jim Greenspan, Ted Levoot, Sue Rubin, Larry Block, Millie Harker, Ann Ramsey, Rosalie Downs, Denise, friend of Brenda Leak, Estelle Windhorst, Kathy Schulteis, Diane Smith, Christine Smith, Jennifer Ward, Sue Craven, Lori Wiesel, and Rivka and Scholl's grandchild, Robert Hagler, Sandy Levy, a regular watcher from Australia, Tora Ariel Batsara, Linda Sealander's friend, Susan Taylor, great Reform rabbi, wrote a great book on mourning, Rabbi Ann Brenner, Harav Chana Bar Chana, two people in Sergio's world, Henrietta Goitzman de Moya, Socorro Morales. You know, every week we keep praying for the hostages. This week we're continuing to do so. I think in a few days, well, I know in a few days is the 300th day. So we always mention the name of the American hostage, and we hope the American government, after the great release, I think it was just earlier yesterday morning, working to get a lot of Americans who are being held by Russia. I hope that we now can focus on at least the Americans, plus the Israelis that are held in Gaza. Hirsch Goldberg Poland is the Israeli-American we think about each week, and we pray for healing from trauma of all of the release hostages, and we always mention Noah Argamani. Sue Epstein's daughter, Yardena Bat Esther, thankfully doing a little better, but we're still praying. And there are 4 people whose names I just looked at because this family wants me to say it quietly. Is there anybody on the side of our great musical tandem? Eileen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Way in the back, anyone? Okay, then from the front to the back here. Laura? Thank you. Anyone in the back? Lori? Thank you. Do you have someone? Oh, sorry. We pray for all those that don't have anyone to pray for them. We pray for people that are healing from trauma of different sorts, not only from having been hostages. And we continue with the second half of our prayer.
Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
So I'd like to call our speaker forward. So just a programming note, a week from tonight, our Ed and Youth Director will be joined on the pulpit. Alyssa will be here with Dan Spector, who once subbed, and now we know he can sing. So he'll be here a few times this year, singing and accompanying himself. And Danny and I will lead services together 2 weeks from now, where he too will be accompanying himself, which just means he'll be leading the service with me and adding as much as with the, what do you call them, the keys, as Gitai does with a guitar. So it's beautiful when, the folks leading the service can not only harmonize with other people that are here, but, bring so much to the table. Our speaker tonight is the Vice President of Engagement for Mazon, the Jewish response to hunger. Nama Haviv is Mazon's Vice President of Community Outreach, and she brings more than a decade of experience in social justice advocacy, coalition building, and international development. Prior to joining Mazon, she served as Executive Director of the Ponzi Foundation USA, supporting its mission, this is apropos share to the program on Sunday, that'll focus on sexual violence against women on 10/7. The Pansy Foundation Pansy Foundation works to support the mission of ending sexual violence against women in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, and it provided holistic healing services to its survivors. Nama also served as Assistant Director of Jewish World Watch, where she directed policy, programming, and partnerships both in the U.S. and with organizations in Chad and Eastern Congo in its work to address genocide and mass atrocities worldwide. Skipping to her academic credentials, she earned her, I don't see the BA, we'll go right to the MA, from Clark University's Strassler Center for Holocaust and Genocide Studies, and here's the BA, and graduated summa cum laude from Clark University with a BA in history. She spoke beautifully at the synagogue where I was an interim last year, and before that did a great program for a great organization in the Deep South, Nama Haviv. We're happy to have you.
Oh, I'm so much shorter. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thank you for having me with you. Can you hear me okay? I'm just going to lean. Oh, I'm so short, I need the step stool.
Like one of the bat mitzvah kids.
Like one of the bat mitzvah kids, the rabbi says. Embarrassing. I told the rabbi earlier that I couldn't take the mic and go down because then you would not see me. I'm too short for that. So, Shabbat Shalom, thank you for having me with you. I'm Nama Haviv. I'm going to start with a little experiment, if you don't mind. Would you close your eyes for me? And would you think back, take your brain's Wayback Machine as far as it'll let you go, to your first memory of food. Where are you? Who's giving you the food? What is it? What does it taste like? What does it smell like? Can you get it? Can you access it? Does anybody want to share one? Right here. Vegetable soup as a toddler in a high chair. That's pretty far back. Way to go. Anyone else? Over here.
Yeah, I just had a tonsillectomy at 2.5, and I remember that ice cream.
That ice cream. Who gave you the ice cream? Do you remember?
Some wonderful.
Is ice cream still something you're attached to? What's not to like, truly. And one more? Anyone? Rabbi?
The current vegetarian rabbi first remembers having pastrami
Ooh,
in Montreal.
yes.
My mother taught me to heat up on my own and make a beautiful hot pastrami sandwich on rye.
Absolutely.
It's a really old memory.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you mine. If I really, really think back, I can smell and I can even hear and I can definitely taste caramelized onions. I do not know if those onions were in my Austrian grandmother's kitchen or in my Yemeni grandmother's kitchen. It was one of the two, or possibly both. This was the only thing that they could agree on, was that anybody who told you that you can caramelize onions in less than 45 minutes was a dirty, rotten liar. And that has stayed with me. I don't believe in any shortcuts or tricks. Don't tell me if you have them. I won't believe you. My point is this. Food is more. Food is more than calories and nutrients. And I think we know that. We know that as a people. We feel it in our bones. Food is a language. Food is how we talk to each other about where we came from and who built us and who made us and who loves us and how we love each other. We tell our neighbors about our holidays. We tell our friends about the things that are important to us and about how important they are to us through food. In Judaism, we have entire holidays where, look, I am a secular Israeli. I can tell you every single thing about the food on the Passover table and the food at Rosh Hashanah, more than I can tell you about any of the liturgy we read at those times of year, right? Food means so much, and yet, in this country, 44 million Americans are cut off from their ability to access that fundamental part of their identity, which is the food that is right for them. Shopping in the places that they want to shop, buying the food that makes sense for them nutritionally, dietarily, religiously, culturally, and just the stuff that they like. 44 million Americans, that's almost 13% of our country, is struggling with food insecurity, meaning they don't know where their next meal is going to come from. And addressing that issue, the 44 million Americans and the 30% of Israelis that are struggling with hunger today, that is Mazon's mission. We work to end hunger for people of all faiths and backgrounds here in the United States and in Israel. And you may think that we do this work by handing out food. If someone is hungry, you should give them food. Absolutely, we don't do that. It's just bursting anybody's bubble. Mazon works to end hunger by trying to change the systems that allow people to go hungry, again, here in the US and in Israel. And this might seem like a pie-in-the-sky ambition, like a real stretch goal. But the thing is that in the United States, we know that it's possible because we did it once. You may be surprised to learn that in the 60s and 70s here in the United States, we reduced hunger to just 3% of the population. That's not zero. It's not zero, but it's as close to a functional end to hunger as we've ever gotten. We had fewer people coming onto the food stamps rolls at any given time, and then supported robustly enough by a strong network of safety net programs to stabilize and come up and out of poverty and into economic stability and opportunity on their own. Just in 1968 through like 1974 or 5. An incredible golden age for addressing hunger in this country. And the way that we did it is that our government and our public narrative about who was struggling with hunger and why those people were struggling was much, much more different than it is today. When the Great Depression happened, just before the Great Depression happened, not we all, but our political leaders, Herbert Hoover in particular, President Herbert Hoover, really believed that if people were struggling with hunger, it was because they were doing something wrong. Hunger was associated with the influx of immigration we'd had over the last 50, 60 years in this country in the age of mass migration. 24 million migrants were traveling to and through the United States in the late 1800s and early 1900s. And activists at the time, not just government officials, but activists at the time really and truly believed that the reason people were struggling with hunger was not the barriers to economic opportunity that people, including many of our ancestors, were facing when they came to the United States. Structural challenges like being left out of economic opportunity and not having access to the same educational opportunities that other Americans were having. But they believed that instead of it being structural, most people in America who were struggling with hunger were struggling because they simply weren't American enough, and they didn't know how to manage their household budgets well enough, and they hadn't adapted their diets to an American diet. Well, that just wasn't true. And when the Depression happened, suddenly the narrative changed. All of a sudden, Americans could see that everywhere around them, hunger was widespread, and that even if people were doing everything right, hunger was hitting them, poverty was hitting them. Nobody asked for entire farms to shut down, for entire industries to shut down. And hunger was painfully widespread and could happen to anyone. And the other thing that they learned really quickly is that charity could not hope to meet the need on its own. Any of that sound familiar to the last few years? So in the intervening years between the Great Depression and today, we did a couple of things. First, we built an incredibly robust system during the New Deal and during the Great Society era to build these safety net programs like the food stamps program, but also like really powerful other social welfare programs and social safety net programs that really stabilized the economy, stabilized and leveled the playing field for so many millions of Americans. And we did this in a truly bipartisan way. The architects of food stamps in Congress, the original food stamps program in Congress, were Representative George McGovern and then Senator George McGovern and then Senator Bob Dole, who were a Democrat and a Republican, who, by the way, many of you might remember, did not like each other, did not agree with each other on any other issue, but could nevertheless agree that the widespread levels of hunger and poverty that we were seeing in America in the 50s and 60s were absolutely unacceptable, and built programs to reduce hunger that worked. And when I mean that this was a bipartisan issue, I mean that President Richard Nixon held a bipartisan conference in the 1970s to address hunger at its root. And the conference created over 1,000 recommendations, and President Nixon's administration implemented more than 70% of those recommendations. And again, the result was that we reduced hunger to just 3% of the population in this country. And the second thing what we did is that in the 1980s, again in a bipartisan way, we broke that system, and we broke it hard. And we can go into, maybe in questions and answers afterwards, all of the racialized and gendered reasons why we very purposefully and in a bipartisan way broke that system, but the end result was millions of people getting kicked off of social welfare programs, social safety net programs, and millions more people struggling with hunger and poverty than ever did in the 60s and 70s. And now here we are today, in 2024, with 44 million Americans struggling, and that number is climbing. We have had, since the 1980s, this consensus, this bipartisan political consensus that may sound familiar to you, that if someone is struggling with hunger, if someone is struggling with poverty, it's their fault. They did something wrong. They made all the wrong choices, or they're too lazy and they don't want to work. I'm here to tell you that that is empirically false. It's a myth. People who are struggling with hunger today are working, sometimes 2, sometimes 3 jobs, still struggling with hunger. The vast majority of the people who are on SNAP, that's our food stamps program today, who can work, do work. The rest are children or elderly or disabled or a combination, who cannot be expected to work, certainly not to keep food on their tables. And they still need our support, and that's what our government programs are for. So Mazon works to shore up those government programs, to help them become as robust and expansive and comprehensive as possible, and we need your help to do so. Again, we know it's possible to end hunger in this country. We have done it before, and we know, one of the things that we know is that when the public narrative about hunger changes, when how we talk to each other about who is hungry in America and why people are struggling changes, then our political narrative has to follow, and our policies have to follow. That is what has happened in every stage of American history, and we can do it again. So I'm going to ask you to join us in 2 ways, and neither one is fundraising. You may be surprised to learn. Feel free to pull out your checkbooks if you are so inclined, but neither one of the fundamental ways that you can help us is actually through supporting us financially. There's 2 main ways this congregation can get involved. We're going to talk about structural change, which is policy, and we're going to talk about transformational change, which is cultural. So first, let's talk about structural change. We need to change some of the policies in this country that allow people to go hungry. We need to make our safety net programs more robust, more comprehensive, and the key aspect of those safety net programs, the key legislation that underpins almost all of those safety net programs for food, is a piece of legislation called the Farm Bill. Has anyone heard of the Farm Bill? Yes, thank you. Some people have. Thank you so much. There's always like 1 or 2, and everybody else needs this primer. The Farm Bill is a giant piece of legislation that gets reauthorized every 5 years. It includes SNAP, it includes several of our other food safety net programs, but it also includes everything from agricultural subsidies to conservation programs to figuring out who gets what out of our rivers and our waterways. It is incredibly large and incredibly expansive. And we're seeing 2 very different visions for the food safety net part of the Farm Bill coming out of Congress right now. In the House, we have a version of the Farm Bill that drastically cuts SNAP, maybe up to $30 billion over 10 years. And if you don't think this is a lot, please know that all of the charitable support in the entire country for food amounts to about $5 billion a year. So if we cut $3 billion a year on average from government supports, every single food bank and food pantry and soup kitchen that you love has to raise 1.5, a little bit more times its budget overnight, which is unlikely. Not something that the American charitable system can absorb. And out of the Senate, we actually have a really visionary approach to the Farm Bill that really strengthens SNAP, not only protects it at its current level, but expands it to populations that are generally underserved, including currently serving military families and veterans, tribal communities, indigenous communities here in the United States, single mothers, the people of Puerto Rico, college students, other populations that Mazon is really concerned about. You can get involved. In August, there's a giant recess, which means your members of Congress are here in district meeting with all of you, if you so desire. And this community could put together a meeting sometime during August and even into September. Their recess lasts into September, to tell them that you as a community, as a Jewish community, as a powerful community here, you care about ending hunger in our country, and you hope that they protect SNAP in this current Farm Bill. So that's one piece of work that I would encourage you all to do. Rabbi, I'll be talking to you more about that. And I saw the social action chair in here, did I not? Hi, we should chat. The other thing that I want to encourage you all to do is to work with us on helping us change the level of stigma that exists in this country about who is struggling with hunger and why. People who are struggling with hunger feel a lot of internal shame about that struggle and feel a lot of external stigma about that struggle. And it stops them from asking for assistance, and it stops them from getting assistance once they ask. And the way I ask you to do that is to look at how you talk to each other, and look at how you talk to your community members, and look at what is being said by your political leaders, by teachers in your community, by clergy members, by other people of influence in your community. Are they reflecting our values as a community? Are they treating every single person as if they were created b'tselem Elohim, in the image of God, which is what we expect of each other in our community of faith? It matters. It matters how we talk to each other about the people who are most vulnerable in our community. And I hope that you will join us in keeping an eye out for who is saying what and responding when we need to respond. And if you want help in doing that, Mazon is happy to help. We can help you write an op-ed. We can help you write a letter to the editor. We can help you just with some talking points to say something to your weird uncle who says the wrong thing at Rosh Hashanah dinner, which is coming up. We've got 2 months to prepare, and we can help you figure that out, that dinner moment, with somebody who disagrees with you. So please join us. And again, of course, if you want to support Mazon, we wouldn't say no. But these are the 2 ways that you can really, really help us shift the tide in America and get us back to that 3% that we know is possible, or maybe even 0. It's not that pie in the sky, actually. Thank you. Are we doing questions after?
Nama, thank you for traveling all the way from beautiful Pasadena. It means a lot. We do want to connect with the larger community, and we don't have time for question and answers. I'm so sorry. But she's not moving far away. She'll be at the Oneg, and you can reach her on another occasion. So please, thank you. We do want to broaden how we reach out to those in need. Please rise for the Aleinu, page 282.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula leotzer reshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo zamanu gemishpochot hadama, shelo samchalkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech ha'aretz bayom ha'u yeh Adonai echad u'shemo
At this time, recall the following individuals. We are recalling brother of Sherry Held, Ralph Peter Folsom, who died a week ago Wednesday. So if you are friends with Sherry, please reach out to her. So she's in the period of Shloshim. The people for whom the Kaddish of the year is being said are Robin Smith, Jeffrey John Palmer, Franz Strauss, Dr. Elliot Berman, Dr. Edwin Brockman, Henry Diamond, Nancy Anderson, Sarah Braver, Stephen Richmond, Dr. Bernard Goldfarb, Sanford Levinson, George Iribaran, Diane Wadowski, Marianne Kravitz, Nadav Farhi, Don Anthony Fagan, Bertha Cienfuegos, Peter Heitman, Connie Tarnopol, Howard Hoffman, Bardia Lajavardi, Erno Ross, Val Pivo, Don Witt, Judy Cole, Jose Zimmerman, Joseph Glazer, and Ken Kravitz. This week, yahrzeit is being observed for the following individuals who died at the season in years gone by: Philip Kritschmar, Bohar Abraham Benveniste, Martha Manriguez, Bess Kessler, Zelda Fitchhandler, Gloria Garavito, Rose Wallace, Bernie Kreloff, Norman Wiesel, Cece Miller, William Leong, Maury Nesson, Vicky Emery, Ruth Haber Gold, Jane Andrews, Harry Berman, David Klepak, Kopi Ford, Gertrude Stalker, Sanford Block, Samuel Markovic, Ann Robinson, Lily Kramer, Milton Green, and Jenny Diamond. If you are watching at home and there are individuals you're recalling, please put them in the chat. Is there anyone at all in the congregation that has a loved one they're recalling that fit into any of these categories? Okay. We recite the Mourner's Kaddish. It is found on page 294. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Bialma Divrach Hirutei v'yamlich Malchutei, B'chayechon v'yomechon u'v'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Le'olam Ulmei Omaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitboar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei Dekudusha B'richu, Le'ela Minkol Berchata v'shirata, Tush Bechata v'nechamata, Da'amiram Bialma v'imru Amen. Oh, Yehei Shalom Araba Min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'imromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. You're welcome to be seated. What I'm going to be, but not for long, but so you choose. Kiddush is on page 4 and 5. I want to invite anyone who's on the list of folks celebrating a birthday or anniversary to come forward if you're not the shy and reclining type when I call your name. I just looked at one of them and hopefully she'll come forward. This month, celebrating August anniversaries are Melissa and Jason Galvan, Jody and Tim Green, Eleanor and William Richmond, Henry and John Aguirre, Richard and Marcy Fry, Howard and Penny Levoot, Ralph and Kathy Rudd, Howard and Sharon Koenig, Hilda and Michael Sugarman, and Brian and Julie Nolte. Those celebrating birthdays, so I know some of those people are here, but you don't have to come up, but you're welcome to. I won't mention anyone's name. Joyce Kessler, Joe Manriguez, Julie Nolte, and Jeffrey Winston. Sam Siverson, Carol Volan, Sharon Gorin, Michael Sassney, Dina Jostruk, Barry Davis, Celia Goldstein, Raul Almada, Shoshana Rosenberg, Evelyn Spaber, Ryan Greenbaum, Richard Fry, Francesca Gilbert, Ruth Malkin, Mara Milhander, Danielle Tucker, John Aguirre, Brian Nolte, Richard Kaufman, Jason Galvan, and Mikhail Sneward. So if anyone would like to come forward, you can. Otherwise, this fine duo will be singing happy birthday in a moment.
Joyce.
Guys, shh, shh. This is not middle school.
Happy birthday, join in
to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Everyone celebrate.
You can have the grape juice.
Happy birthday to you.
Tonight's Kiddush is brought to you by all of the people celebrating happy occasions. Both of the people here and the people at home. We're going to have a really not so long Kiddush. Top of page 5, just that blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Motzi will be in the social hall. Please gather around the bread, and we will join you for Motzi as soon as we get to the back. Oseh Shalom. It's great to be together. Remember, hug those you love. Text your friends in Israel. Thank you, Nama. We need to do more than just bring cans, and we feel empowered. Thank you very much. You can take a drink. Okay.
Oh, say shalom
Bimah.
Huya say shalom aleinu.
Ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom.
Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Thank you, everybody. 2 things. If you see somebody, hang on. If you see anybody with a green sticker, be extra nice to them because they're new. And finally, welcome Tyler Porter. Welcome from all the way at UCSD, though you've been home for a few weeks. Glad we can all be together. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.